Dell Technologies semi-annual sale has arrived, BA fam, and it's time to upgrade to the latest business technology. Save big on laptops and desktops with Windows 11 Pro, plus get amazing deals on servers, storage, and cloud solutions, as well as top work accessories, including docks, monitors, and more. Dell Technologies recommends Windows 11 Pro for business. Call a Dell Technologies advisor at 877-ASK-DELL. That's 877-ASK-DELL for special business offers during our semi-annual sale.
It's time for the BAQA. The BAQA. What you say? The BAQA with Mandi. The BAQA with Tiffany. It's the BAQA, Brown Ambition, question and answers. You have questions, we have answers that are to be taken with a grain of salt.
Get your salt shakers.
Right? We're not your financial advisor. We're not your attorney. We're not your... Well, we are your financial besties. Let's get into it. But yeah, no, we really, basically sue your grandma, not us. So, hear what we have to say, but then lead into the professionals that you pay for this type of advice for. Okay?
Amen.
So let's get started. Mandel, what's our first question?
Our first question, want to do the anonymous one first? So mysterious.
Okay. Let's give her a name.
Yeah, let's give her
How
a
about
name.
Gertrude?
Of all the names. Okay, Gertrude. I don't even know how. Trudy. How about Trudy?
Yes, Trudy.
Okay, there we go. All right. Trudy says, hey, ladies, I love the podcast and love to remain anonymous. Okay, Trudy, we got you. My question is, how much money do you think is realistic for a 25-year-old single mom of one who makes around $60,000 a year to save? I've got about $2,300 in bills, and part of that is covered by the $11,000. Like, dang, who's your baby dad? Anyway, the $1,150 I get a month in child support. So $2,300 in bills, and like about half of that is covered by child support. Okay. I do plan to get a new job this year to hopefully boost my salary by a minimum of $15K after listening to the advice on you all's podcast. But I do really want to set a realistic savings goal to set up for me and my kiddo. I haven't had any examples in my family of anyone ever said saving, let alone for retirement, future college, etc. And I want to do better because I know better. I just don't know where to start. Please help. I want something realistic and feasible because I do enjoy being able to spend on things me and my kid enjoy. Shout out to single moms.
I actually had a friend in high school. Her name was Trudy, and it wasn't until like graduation when they said her name Gertrude. We were like, Gertrude? We didn't know that was her name. Sorry to you, Trudy. I feel like Gertrudes are just born old. I'm like, are you just a grandmother? I mean, how do you look at a little baby and say, we gonna name this baby Gertrude?
Every Gertrude listening right now.
I know. Sorry, Gertrudes. We
Old
love
lady
you.
names were back in style though. Eleanor's and all that, you know. Mm-hmm. But Trudy girl, so I was just quickly doing a little mathematicals to see.
I was just about to say.
Oh, okay. So I just did like 63,000 divided by 26 to see what you're working with, like on a bi-weekly basis. So that's about $2,400.
Well, that's gross.
Twice a month. Yeah, gross, before taxes, all that. So times 2, that would be, so she's working with like 4,800 pre-tax. So let's
maybe like
call
4,000-ish.
Yeah, 4,000-ish. I was trying to remember what the tax bracket was for under
Is it 30?
whatever her income is. It can't be 30, daggum. No. 11?
Okay.
I'm curious. What is the tax bracket? She should be like max 22%.
Okay.
So yeah, something like that, like about 4,000. And her bills, so that leaves her with about, so Trudy, this math is what you should be doing. Like, what's your take home pay?
Yes.
Because you know what your taxes are. You subtracted your bills from that, $2,300. We're going to guesstimate you're left with like between $1,500 to $2,000.
And then on top of that, daycare is $840, but she does get $1,150 in child support. And child support is not taxed. So if we add the 4,000 plus 1,150, what is that? 5,150.
5,150
minus 2,300 minus 840. Where we at?
Oh, I thought you were doing the math. You sound like you were doing the math. Okay, 5,150. minus 840, minus 2,300. Get right on that, Tiffany. $2,010.
Okay. So that's a good amount of money left over. But I mean, I'm assuming those are just bills. You know, I'm sure you have like other things you need, like groceries and things like that.
Ooh, gas.
So from that 2,000, what was it, 2,000?
$2,010. 2010.
I wouldn't be mad at saving $500 a month. You know?
So how do you start? Because she's like, I feel her on like, where does she start? Would that be like cash in the bank or
I would
retirement?
Start with what I call the budget without budgeting. I would say once I did the mathematics, you know what I mean? And I got this number, I would say, I'm going to go to HR and then I'm going to say, hey, HR girl, you look real cute today. Could you, instead of dropping all of my take-home pay into this checking account, could you split it before I get it and put some here and put $500 into this online-only savings account, you know, the highest yield that you can find. You can go to like a website, magnifymoney.com to find like a savings account. And then put that other $500 there. And because the purpose, to me, there's a few purposes of saving. You save for security. So you want to get your emergency savings game up 3 to 6 months. You have a kid, so probably my aim would probably be like 6 months. And then you save for big purchases. So, you want to put a down payment on a car or a house or whatever. And then you save for pre-investing for wealth. So Trudy, first I would ask you, are you setting aside for retirement through your job? So if you have this excess money left over, if you're not setting aside, whatever the max is, whether it's through your job or maybe you have a Roth IRA, whatever your retirement account is, are you maxing it out if you have excess money left over? Because I probably would work toward that as well as putting aside for savings. If you're like, yes, I'm setting aside for retirement, great, because you're 25, super young girl, and snatched, I'm sure. Right? So that's great. And then I would say, okay, I would look at my numbers and say, I can comfortably say, like I said, I wouldn't be mad at $500. So basically like a quarter of what's left over in the pot, but I wouldn't do the work myself. I would have HR if they let you split before you get. And many people do, even small, like even my company, we're not a big old company and we have the capability of doing that. So I put my money into my online only savings account. And then I would decide from there, like, okay, after I get to the place where I have my 3 to 6 months, is there maybe you want to also simultaneously save to purchase something. But once I max out, like I'm maxed, and I think Mandi had shared too that she's maxed out for her emergency savings. And then I would roll over. So any excess money that comes to my life now, my emergency account is fully funded. I'm not trying to buy anything right now. So any money that would normally go to my savings for savings sake goes to now like my pre-savings to invest. So I put it into a pot. My financial advisor, I'll message her and say, hey, Anjali, I've got some money in that savings account. When you get a chance, can you pull it out? And she will slowly start to integrate it into my other into the market via my investments. So that's what it kind of looks like for me. And so you can start that, but start with, am I maxing out my retirement account? Do I have emergency savings? Is there something I want to purchase? For the baby or whatever, or something major, and then pre-savings for pre-investing savings. So that's
when you say max out your 401k, like I feel like for so many people, especially when you're earning $63,000, like that's a lot of money. Like what is it, $22,000 to max out your 401k? I feel like if that's overwhelming or sounds overwhelming, I mean that would be like a quarter of her pre-tax pay. I feel like setting the bar super low. Like, could you like set up a direct, like if you have your $500 earmarked for your cash savings while you're building that up, like just doing something simple, like 5% of my salary, automated through HR going toward retirement, and not worry so much about like what that dollar amount is because you are so young. I feel like when I was your age, oh my God. When I was your age, I started doing the same thing. I was making about what you're making. Actually, I was like making $55,000 or $60,000. And that's how I started. I was just like, take this 5%. It was what I felt comfortable doing and then see how that feels, not having that 5%. did I get a match at that point? I think I might've gotten a little match, which helped. But even if you do or don't, like, I feel like starting with 5%. And for me, what was so powerful is that I never didn't save for retirement after that. Like as I went to different jobs, I just had it in my mind, I'm going to do 5%. And then when I got comfortable, it was like, okay, 10%. And as you said, like your next job, you could be making 15K more, or, you know, however much more. And as long as you're still saving that percentage, it's always going to go up, you know, because your income is going to go up. So it's a really good habit, I feel like, to start early, but I can see why people get like overwhelmed, and instead of like, they'll hear max out your 401k and just be like, oh, there's no way, I'll just.
And to be fair, sorry, I didn't mean like, I meant when I was thinking of max, I meant that to me the ideal is to get to 10%, you know, not the 20,000, you know what I mean? Or I was thinking that whatever if she didn't have a 401k, because if I don't have a 401k match, then I'm jumping straight to Roth, and which is 65, is it 6,000 or 6,500 right now? I think Roth is around 6,000. You know, so that's what I was thinking of that. I wasn't thinking about like the full. I was like, okay, if you can get to 10%, that's what I should have specified. 10% of your, you know, what you're making into your 401k if they have a match. I like to do this. I'm like, do I have a 401k? Yes. Do they have a match? No. Let me max out my Roth. Do I have a 401k? Yes. Do they max? Yeah. Do they match? Yes. Okay. Let me put my money up to the match, like work toward getting my money put up to the match, and then going to a Roth IRA, because there are tax benefits for a regular, you know, 401k regular retirement plan, which means that it lowers your tax burden now. And then later when you retire, you get taxed on, you know, the money you pull out. But then the Roth allows you, although it doesn't lower your tax burden now, you get to pull that money out and the growth tax-free later, you know, because you pay taxes ahead of time. And so like, I like to have that mix, but if you're not getting a match, I like to jump to the Roth first and then come on back to 401k and kind of finish business there. But yeah, so hopefully we did not totally confuse you.
If we did, I'm like, key takeaway, $500 is a good goal. And then you can decide how much of that, because she didn't really share if she had emergency savings. You know, if she does already, maybe you just start beefing up your retirement. But, you know, the point is just to start. And I feel like my whatever number we're on, like biggest tip when you're at that stage is you're fragile. Like it's you want to protect what you're building. So debt is the enemy. As much as you can avoid credit card debt and keeping your budget nice so that you're not leaning on credit card debt, your future self will thank you so much, because then the money you're actually making will be yours. You know, it's true wealth building. Yes. All right, Trudy girl, congratulations. Wait, congratulations on what? On having your question answered with a lowercase a with your sprinkle of salt from us. Thank you so much for sending your question in. And again, shout out to single moms. I have a special place in my heart for y'all. I was raised by one.
Hey, BA fam. Did you know creating visual content is an essential part of what I do? Of course you do, because girl, you've seen. But the creative process hasn't always been easy. Let me talk about it, because I'm not technically inclined. But when I discovered Canva, I was like, so I can make a whole beautiful visual. I literally just created a PowerPoint in Canva, and I had to submit it for the speaking engagement, and they were like, yo, this looks amazing. I was like, it's Canva, right? So ever since I found Canva, I can design anything like a pro on any device. And I've definitely done it on my phone before. Even if I had no prior design experience, which we all know I do not, okay? Canva Pro makes it easy to create stunning visual content in any format, from social media posts to videos, presentations, and websites without any design experience. I can whip up stunning content in minutes with thousands of professionally designed templates. If you go to my IG feed, The Budgetnista, everything you see there is Canva. Every single post. Okay. Canva Pro takes the time and guesswork out of designing. In a single click, I can remove backgrounds from any image or even resize content for all my different social media channels with Magic Resize. Okay, hold on. That's good. I gotta try that one out. Canva Pro also streamlines how I manage social media. I can plan, create, and share social media content directly to all my channels from one place and even schedule posts ahead of time. With Canva Pro, I could even create a one-page website for my business in a matter of minutes with insights on traffic down to the country the device used. I never thought it could be this easy to create compelling video until I tried Canva Pro myself. The drag and drop video editor is so simple to use and has tons of filters, animations, and transitions that will bring your content to life. Okay, honestly, what I really like most about Canva is the fact that I've got 3 different businesses that use Canva: Brown Ambition, the Budgetnista, Literature Academy, and we can have separate folders and people can work on things. And when I'm looking for specifically something Budgetnista, all of my colors are already uploaded there, as well as Literature Academy. And I can see what everyone's working on and go in and edit when I need to edit. I love Canva Pro. Okay, I've been using it since the beginning, right? So if you want to design like a pro, do so with Canva Pro. Right now, you can get a free 45-day extended trial when you go to canva.me/brownambition. That's canva.me/brownambition for a free 45-day extended trial. Canva.me/brownambition. And we're black and back. So this is funny because this question is from Oldish and Unsure. I love this because, first of all, Oldish, you ain't oldish. You're only 39 years old, girl. Don't make me feel old. I have a question. My job, not career, she specified, right? Offers a 401k, but no employer match. We was just talking about this. And I have almost been there 1 year and was automatically set up to deduct 3% from my paycheck to go to the 401k. Okay. In my latest statement, glad you're looking at it, I noticed each quarter I'm being charged administrative fees. How many of y'all didn't realize that you get admin fees on your 401k? Really, any retirement investment account is typically going to have some sort of fees. Yep. Which total $25, so $100 a year. I'm 39 and have a Roth IRA and several mutual funds established for my retirement. Should I continue to invest the $83 per paycheck in my 401k, or should I automate that amount and then some to a pre-existing Roth or mutual fund? Now, like I said prior, Oldish and Unsure. We're not going to call you Oldish. We're going to call you fabulous but unsure. Okay, because you're 39, sis. I'm 42. Don't do this to us. Don't do this. So, unsure. I don't really like employment. I don't really like 401ks or making 401ks a priority if there's no match. So, to answer your question, I honestly, especially now that these, you have these admin fees, which is not going to offset anything. So, if you're putting in, let's just say 83, what is that times? Let's do the math. We're mathing today
right now.
So 83 times 12 is 996. So basically $1,000 a year is what you're putting in. And of the 1,000, they're taking 10% in fees. So in order for you to come up, you would have to make more than 10% on your investments. Right? Because you're putting in 1,000, you're losing 100. 100 is 10% of 1,000. That means your money would have to grow beyond that loss in administration fees, which the market has been averaging for the last 100 years, 8 to 10%. So you're going to end up like net even, right? So like the money you put in is literally the money you'll get out. It's looking like, instead of a 401k plan, you looking like you put money in a savings account. Not even, because savings accounts these days are at least giving you 1%.
Yeah.
And they're insured. So I would, if it's $83. I'm so glad that
she's actually read her fine print.
Girl, I'm proud of you, honestly, unsure-ish. We're going to call you smart but unsure. That, yes, I would redirect that 83 someplace else, and I would not consider that 401k, again, unless I had enough to offset the administrative fees. So if I was putting in, say if you were putting in $400 a month, then the administrative fees would be a smaller percentage of what you put in, and it might make sense. So
yeah, this is exactly why I don't even love like some investing apps, because they have like a dollar amount fee that they charge.
Yeah.
Which if you're investing your pocket change, that's a big, like Tiffany said, when you break it down by the fee divided by what you're actually investing, like it's a big amount of fees. So I can't even think, but I would say, just like Tiffany said earlier to our previous, I almost said caller, to our previous listener about going to like Magnify Money, but going and doing your Googles and research to find a brokerage account, and being realistic about how much you can contribute, and then see what kind of fees they have. Because the fee may be different depending on like how much you're going to contribute each month. Might be a little bit more if you're contributing less, and then less if you're contributing more. It's twisted and rude of them to do it that way, but that's how it bees sometimes. But that's a really good question. Thank you. What are we calling her? Smart but unsure.
Yes, smart but unsure.
Savvy and unsure.
We had a really quick question. Yes. You want to do that one?
We on the same page. Yeah, let's get Yesenia. I love this name from IG. Yesenia says, should I max out my Roth IRA before investing in a brokerage account? I'm not sure that I can do both right now. Yeah, I think that that's a good idea. I mean, there's some benefits to a Roth IRA that you're not going to get from a traditional brokerage account. The main one is, so when you're contributing to a Roth, you're using money that you've already paid taxes on, and you're putting it into a Roth. The limit is like $6,500. Depends on your age. It can be a little bit more. But with a Roth IRA, it's a lot more flexible than a brokerage account. So the money that you put in, because you've already paid taxes on it, one of the big benefits is that and I'm not saying you should, but if you needed to dip into your Roth IRA in the future, you'd be able to take out your contribution without getting hit with like tax penalties and fees. So that's one benefit that it has over a brokerage account. And, you know, the cap on a Roth IRA being like what it is now, $6,500 to $7,000, you know, obviously not knowing how much you have to put aside, but if you're able to, hit that cap, and then you can at least feel good. Like, okay, I've ticked this box, and you can take your whatever proceeds you have left over and shift that into a brokerage account at that point.
Yeah, well, here's the thing I always say, like, to me, there's two purposes of investing for retirement and investing for wealth. And I think that you should prioritize always investing for retirement first, because one day your 80-year-old self is going to be like, oh, wow, so because of you, I'm eating, you know, I'm fighting these birds at the park for these breadcrumbs. You know what I mean? Like, we don't want to put our older self in a position to have to work so hard because our younger self was like, ooh, yikes, my bad. So, because it's your younger self's job to look after your older self. So, you know, I want you to prioritize investing for retirement first. Typically, when people put money in a brokerage account, they're investing for wealth, which is what we want you to get to. But that's after you've done the foundational work of investing for retirement. And a Roth IRA is retirement investing. That's the purpose of it. And to Mandi's point, you put money in after tax, and you get to withdraw it later, you know, tax-free, because one, you've gotten taxed on what you contribute already, but also the growth you get to pull out tax-free as well. So there's a huge benefit to a Roth, and there's an income max. So I think last time I checked, it was like $125,000 a year if you make more than that. Although there's some ways around it with like a backdoor Roth and yada, yada, yada. You would sit down with your financial advisor for that. But on the surface, there's an income max of, I think it's $125,000. At least that's what it was like last year or the year before. So, you know, you might over time start making more than that. So you want to take advantage of that while you can. So just in general for everyone, take care of your retirement first. After you've taken care of that, then start looking to invest for wealth. Retirement means you get to take care of your older self. Investing for wealth means you get to leave a legacy and then increase your lifestyle now. But you, as a younger person, younger than your older self, can wait on the luxurious life, whereas your older self cannot wait on basic accommodations and living. So take care of that old self, okay?
Dang, but I want nice things now.
I know you can have nice things, but you got to make sure that, like, because I call my older self Wanda. Yeah. And I'm like, you got to make sure Wanda is good, because Wanda's like, I know daggone well she not have sushi again. So she eats sushi and I eat bologna. Got it.
No. I'm going to think about myself fighting for breadcrumbs from the pigeons in the park the next time Rio's like, I want that new tuck.
Oh. Like, do you want mommy to fight for breadcrumbs at the park?
Going to be like, what? Give me the truck, lady, or I'm going to throw a fit here. Make it look like a bad mom from everybody. Oh, my goodness.
So we hope you enjoyed the BAQA. If you have questions, we certainly will try our best to answer some. You can hit us up on Insta in the DMs, or even just in the comments at we are Brown Ambition Pod. Is it pod or podcast on Insta?
Podcast.
Right, Brown Ambition Podcast on Insta.
Our full government
name.
We
are the BA Podcast on Twitter. And we are brownambitionpodcast.com. You can click like an Ask Us Anything button, and we'll try our best to get to your questions. If you want to remain anonymous, we will allow it, but we prefer if you give us a fun name to call you. Sparkling
you don't
water.
Be Gertrude, do you?
Exactly. Because if you don't give us a name, I'm gonna give you a name.
It ain't gonna be cute either.
Oh, well, hopefully the baby will give you some peace. He's like, I
Thank
don't want
you.
peace. I want problems.
I really didn't know if I was going to get through today's show. So thank you, Tiffany, and everyone else for being very patient. And yeah, my nerves are shot and it's all right. How many more hours till bedtime? 7. That's all I got to hang in there.
Aw.
See y'all next week. Don't forget to check out Tiffany's new documentary, Get Smart with Money. September 6th.
On Netflix. Yep, September 6th. But you can go there now and please press like notify me or like remind me or whatever the little button says so you can get that email from Netflix to say it's out, it's out, it's out.
And where can we get the deets on your partay? Where is that going to be? Your
So
Instagram?
I'm going to be posting it. It'll be on all of my socials. By now it'll be out. So if you go to my social media page, you'll be able to see, like, there'll be a link. The party will be free. I'm trying to have a digital option. But at the very least, like, it's going to be in Newark, New Jersey at NJ Pack. On September 6th, it will be free. Popcorn's on me. We'll watch together, have a panel afterward. It's going to be good times.
Oh, so fun. All right. Congrats, Tiff.
Thanks.
We'll see you guys next week.
Bye.
Bye.
Hey, BA fam. We're on YouTube. Woohoo! Thank you so much for watching. Please like this video and subscribe to the channel.
And while you're at it, why don't you go over to that little bell icon and just tap that for us. Show the BA fam how much you love us. And that way you'll also get notifications when new videos drop. Also, share the channel with a friend. We're always like, tell a friend, tell a friend, tell a friend. And thank y'all so much again for all the support.